Hey everybody, Mark from Rams Up here. Great news out of Cincinnati. The preseason is over. Thank goodness. That was a really painful game to watch. The Bengals get their revenge on the Rams for that Super Bowl loss, beating the Rams. I think it was 16-7. Don't really care about the score. I wanted to talk about some of the players we saw, highlights, player performance wise, the good and the bad. Mostly good, even though the offense really couldn't get anything done. A couple fumbles really hurt them. But before the game, Mina was talking about Keir Thomas and how he has really started to shine. And sure enough, in this game, Mina called it. Keir Thomas really bringing the pressure, was very good in the run game as well. And is he pressing Chris Garrett for a roster spot? It could very well be the case. And Bradley Whitley also playing well. I'd put Thomas one notch above Whitley. Garrett, I don't know, he just seems so small out there, especially compared to Thomas. He had one play where he flashed pretty good, got the sack, but at least the quarterback pressure almost caused an interception. But Keir Thomas was really the highlight of the game for me from the Rams' perspective. I also liked Jonah Williams and Michael Hoyt. They both had moments. Jonah Williams looks like an NFL player. There was times early in that game where I felt like, why is this first stringer out here playing with a bunch of second stringers? He looked that good, in my opinion. I had said before this game, one of the players I was going to focus on is AJ Arcuri. And I really tried to focus on him. He gave up a sack. He got burnt on the edge. But for the most part, he played pretty well. I saw him winning most of his matchups. I thought he played well in the passing game and the run game. I think he's going to make this roster. I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't bet a whole lot of money on it, but I feel very good about his chances of making this team. And Terrell Burgess, really, is he battling Russ Yeast for a spot? And if he is, I think Burgess has won this battle. And not only that, Russ Yeast will probably make it to the practice squad. I don't think Terrell Burgess will. So look for Terrell Burgess to be on this roster. Made a couple big plays. And if he were to get released, someone's going to pick him up. And as we all know, the guy that's going to make it to the practice squad kind of counts against him, counts against his chances, reduces his chances of making this roster. And I don't need to talk to you about Lance McCutcheon. He did it again. Looked very good. Looked like a pro. Looked like an NFL pro receiver ready to go. And as Witt said, what can he bring to the special teams? Not sure, but there's no way the Rams are not going to put this guy on their 53-man roster. Just no way. And I think Jacob Harris is going to make the roster too, because I think Harris brings a little bit more special teams wise, obviously. I think they'll carry two tight ends in both of these guys, is what I think is going to happen. And another guy that really stood out, Jake Hummel, tackling machine, and maybe jumped above Jake Gervais in that battle for that last linebacker spot. If they carry four, they probably will. Jake Hummel over Jake Gervais. That's what it's looking like to me right now. I think Hummel led the team in tackles. I read somewhere where he may have set the preseason record for tackles for the Rams. And on the downside, I came into this preseason being a big Jake Funk fan, but I was texting my special assistant, has he ever had a carry for more than 3.5 yards? Maybe he has. Just not getting it done. And I know a lot of it's on the offensive line, but still want to see some dynamic play out of that running back position, and didn't see it. I think Trey Regis looked a lot better in his short time. They both had fumbles. Now, I had said early on, last week or two, that I thought Kyren Williams was the number 3 back. I think that is still the case. I know Andrew called him a third down specialist with Jake as the third stringer. Not buying it. Kyren Williams is the number 3 back. And, Jake, I know he's a special teams monster, but I suspect they'll end up keeping him, but there may be better running backs out there. Sorry to say. Kobe Durant had a couple bad plays, and Russ Yeast, as already mentioned, had a couple bad plays too. Now, the quarterback, Bryce Perkins, played the whole game, And, I'm going to actually say, he actually had a couple good plays. I've kind of been down on Bryce Perkins, probably in the minority. He had a couple of nice plays, doing to some tight windows, a couple of nice touch passes. But overall, I mean, do you really think this guy can win 4 or 5 games for the Rams if in an emergency situation? I don't see it. He's not going to be able to run like that against first string NFL defenses. So that's how I feel about it. He did play okay though, but look at the stats; they're pretty horrifying. He had that one nice drive, and he did have a couple bad passes. Wolford couldn't play because of the injury to his thumb, the thumbnail, I guess it was. And to be honest with you, if you're going to ask me who the best quarterback out there today was, Jake Browning, the Bengals' second or third stringer, I guess. I'd love to have that guy on our roster. He looked really good. Small sample size, but I walked out of this game thinking, I'm a Jake Browning fan. So that's all I got for now. We'll have a pod with more detail coming at you Monday morning. Rams wrap up the preseason, thank goodness. Move on to the real deal. We'll have a couple of drops between now and the opener, as well as a preview of the big game, the Rams-Bills. That's going to be off the hook. A lot of fun. More to come on that. That's out now from Rams Up. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be talking to you soon.